Okay, guys, so I'm going to try to be calm, but it is really hard for me to contain my excitement. I'm not going to get into a bunch of rants. I'm just going to report on what's happening because this is amazing. So I'm just going to get right into this and read you I guess this is the mission page from GitHub Copilot Litigation. They set up this website because they are the ones that are initiating this class action lawsuit on the behalf of GitHub users who have had all of their code stolen, placed into a for-profit product, which, if it sounds familiar to you, yeah, that's pretty much what's happening with the AI art generative models. They've stolen all of our information. They've stolen all of our artwork under some fair use research thing using accountability shifting, which we're not going to get into right now. And they're packaging, training their data models on this and selling it back to the public. And it will not stand. And this lawsuit is the first of what I believe will be many. It is just getting started. It is delicious, and I could not be happier to be reporting this to you guys. So, goes on to say here, we've filed a lawsuit challenging GitHub Copilot, an AI product. Let me move this a little bit. Here we go. An AI product that relies on unprecedented open source software piracy, because that's really what this is. All of these AI generative models that have been stealing all of our data to train themselves on, it's piracy. I mean, that's the perfect word for it. And it says because AI needs to be fair and ethical for everyone. So hello, this is Matthew Butterick. Hello, Matthew Butterick, you buttery, beautiful sir that you are. On October 17th, I told you that I had teamed up with the amazingly excellent class action litigators, Joseph Severi, Cadillo, Travis. I'm going to screw their names up, but shout out to those guys, to investigate GitHub Copilot. Today, we have filed a class action lawsuit in U.S. federal court in San Francisco on behalf of a proposed class of possibly millions of GitHub users. We are challenging the legality of GitHub Copilot and a related product, OpenAI Codex, which powers Copilot. The suit has been filed against a set of defendants that includes GitHub, Microsoft, the owner of GitHub, and OpenAI. And that is beautiful because OpenAI, yeah, you guys are a real problem. Microsoft, Bill Gates, who is a huge funder of Stability AI and OpenAI, yeah, you can't be doing this, Bill. It's really not okay. So there's a couple of links down here. I actually looked at the actual complaint. It's about 56 pages of legal stuff. I am obviously not qualified to read that and report on it, but it says basically what you think it does. It just lays out their plan and what their complaint is, and delicious. So it goes on to say, by training their AI systems on public GitHub repositories, though, based on their public statements, possibly much more, we contend that the defendants have violated the legal rights of a vast number of creators who posted code or other work under certain open source licenses on GitHub. Which licenses? A set of 11 popular open source licenses that all require attribution of the author's name and copyright. Now, I know you're going to say it's a little different than the art generative models because they don't, when you post something on ArtStation or DeviantArt or Pinterest, which is where they're stealing a lot of our artwork from, there's not an attribution requirement, right? So that's more of a Creative Commons things, but this will definitely apply to Meta's new Make a Video because their data set that they're using for that is basically consists of like millions and millions of stolen YouTube videos. And a lot of those, if any, are Creative Commons, and Creative Commons requires attribution. Let's not even get into the ethics of it, the legality of it, because a lot of this and a lot of people cite the 1976 Fair Use Law. 1976, that law that they like to cite was created. Dude, There was no personal computers. There was no internet. There wasn't even fucking Atari at that point. The number one song on the radio was Barry Manilow, and people wore bell bottoms. This was like another lifetime. So let's keep going. So in addition to violating the attribution requirements of these licenses, we contend that the defendants have violated A, GitHub's own terms of service. Fucking idiots. The DMC 1202, which forbids the removal of copyright management information, California Consumer Privacy Act, and other laws giving rise to related legal claims. In the weeks ahead, we will likely amend this complaint to other parties and claims. So this paragraph right here is a beautiful paragraph because this really gets to the heart of what so many of us are feeling, we have been saying, and I am so glad that something is finally being done about it. You knew it was coming. I just wasn't expecting it today, and I could not be happier. So it goes on to say, this is the first step in what will be a long journey. As far as we know, this is the first class action case in the U.S. challenging the training and output of AI systems, and it will not be the last. And you're damn right about that. AI systems are not exempt from the law. Those who create and operate these systems must remain accountable. If companies like Microsoft, GitHub, and OpenAI choose to disregard the law, they should not expect that we, the public, will sit still. AI needs to be fair and ethical for everyone. If it's not, then it can never achieve its vaunted aims of elevating humanity. It will just become another way for the privileged few to profit from the work of many. And this last sentence, this hits deep. This is as based as it gets. This is exactly what is happening. That is what is happening with AI art generative models. They are basically standing on everyone's shoulders while simultaneously kicking down, claiming credit for work and achievements that are really not their own, and it will not stand. So this is great news. I was in the middle of working on another video about data laundering, which is a major problem in all this, and I am very curious to see how that factors into this lawsuit going forward. But I don't think we're going to have to wait for this lawsuit to be completed before we see more of these, because at the end of the day, once the lawyers smell blood in the water, oh, they're all going to come in, and I cannot wait. So absolutely incredible news. Shout out to Steven Zapata for kind of breaking this morning. If you don't know who Steven Zapata is, I'm sure you all do. If you're watching my channel, you've definitely seen his amazing video on AI art and his concerns about it. And just what a wonderful, level-headed voice for this very important conversation, as opposed to me, who just likes to curse and yell. And there's a room for that, because honestly, that's how a lot of us feel. Every day when we wake up and we see more news about these models infiltrating and being perpetuated more into the public sector, and what we know about them, it's just a little twist in the knife that's in our heart. That's in a knife that's in the heart of humanity, of art. One of the, one of the oldest and most celebrated practices since the first cave paintings should not be outsourced to AI. And while we're not going to debate the legitimacy or the fact of should these things even exist, if there's an ethical way for them to do this, we haven't seen it yet. And right now, it all just reeks of just next level fuckery. So I, for one, could not be happier here. And I think a lot of people out there, you're all going to be very happy to hear this too. So you can go to GitHub Copilot litigation if you want to click on some of these links and learn a little bit more about it. But I think there's going to be a lot of news coming. I think we're going to see a lot more of these class action lawsuits coming. God, I hope so, because everyone is becoming aware. The sentiment is starting to shift away from like, well, we're democratizing art to people understanding that what they're doing isn't democratizing shit. It's grand theft art-o. For lack of, I know that sounds absolutely stupid as hell, but that's basically what it is. So guys, hallelujah. Things are moving in the right direction, and it can't happen fast enough. So I'm just going to leave this one here. Just keep it in some good news, just reporting on some simple information. Put a smile on your face, guys. So that's it. I wish you all luck in the wars that are very soon to come.